The most mysterious creature lives in the Pacific Northwest and near the Appalachian Mountains. The name of this creature? Bigfoot. On October 16th of 2024, in the deep woods of Clark Range, Tennessee, no one encounters something. Could it be a bear, a gorilla, or could it be the mythical creature of Bigfoot?
Now, some of y'all may be asking, what is Bigfoot? Bigfoot is basically this big, hairy creature that walks on two legs. Bigfoot can be said to be anywhere from 7 to about 12 feet tall, and it walks on two legs and has darkish brown or black fur all over its body. Its first ever sighting was in 1967, known as the Patterson-Gibson film in Northern California. It's got its name in around where the loggers in Northern California would cut down trees, and they found this big footprint on the ground, and that's where they got the name Bigfoot, because it was too big to be any human. The Bigfoot print was supposedly 2 feet long, and one way you can tell of a Bigfoot foot or a human foot is that a human foot has this arch. Now, Bigfoot's foot can kind of do this thing, and that's where it walks like that. It's going to have this little dip in the foot to where it didn't really get compressed to the ground, while a human foot would get completely compressed to the ground, as we're flat-footed, as Bigfoot is not as flat-footed. They make loud shrieking noises like this one, and the clip of the Patterson-Gibson film, I'll show you it right here. So that is the Patterson-Gibson film. Now for my encounter. It was 7 o'clock at night, October 16th, 2024, so this was 2 years ago. It was 7 o'clock at night, and I was walking over to my dad's house, which he lives on the side of the road, on the left side of the road. My grandparents lived in front of that house, so they lived on the right side of the road. My dad lived on the left side. I was walking. I'm saying we, my brother was here with me. He doesn't really remember it as good as I do, but he does know he did see something there. I told him to look. I turn. I'm walking up. We make it to my grandma's ditch. Okay? We get there, and I look to my left, down this road, and then I look down this road, down the right. Next to my grandma's house were this whole neighborhood, which it wasn't really a neighborhood. It's not really a neighborhood right now, because there's a lot of abandoned houses down our road, and the only houses that are not abandoned are really old people, because we would go from house to house, helping people. At some point, we would drive our golf cart down through there, and we'd just start helping people. And we look down to our right, and there's this big, just woods. Just big, lush wood, forest area. There's ponds, there's streams back there. And there's bunches of deer, because we see deer a lot in our yard. And it's a good spot for Bigfoot. And Bigfoot is usually most active around October. And Bigfoots are pretty much most active from September to like early November, during like the fall months. So I look this way, about half mile down the road, I see this big black shadowy figure stand, like he's walking, he's clearly walking towards me. And what struck me the most was, it's 7 o'clock at night. Nobody walks around the roads at 7 o'clock at night. But I know what I saw. You look down the road to the right, this shadow figure creature is walking up towards me. It's walking up to me in this. His shoulders are not like a normal human. They were more built up high, and his arms were out wide. And he was taking big strides. Like, it wasn't like you could see him visibly getting closer. There was no light, and this was October, so it was dark. So he continued to walk. I just stood there and watched it for 30 minutes. I was at least watching him for 30 minutes, not 30 minutes, but I was watching him for a good 30 seconds, and he was at least 8 foot tall. Like, I'm telling you, it was huge. Because he's half mile down the road and he looks like he's 6 foot. But if he's that far, he's gotta be taller than 6 foot. He's like 8 foot tall. And he was like, he was built just like, he was just built high and big. And I'll show you the way he kind of walked like, he was walking like this, but like taking bigger strides than that. And I was confused at what I was looking at, and I didn't know what to do at the time. So I just stood there and watched it. And as soon as I started moving across the road, he kind of just freezes for a second and just books it into the woods. I'm not even lying. He literally stood there, dead eye contact with me, and just darts off into the woods. As soon as he darts off, I dart to the house. I am out of there. And I'm like, hey, did you see that? I'm like, hey, did you see that? And me and my brother were just standing there looking at this creature, and we did not know what it was at the time. And it was, and even at the time, we was hearing these like screams in the woods, or like dogs or something in the woods down past, because my room is on the farthest side closest to the woods, and I would always hear these like whooping, like whoop whoop, stuff like that, and think it's a dog. That's not a dog. That's not a dog. That was not a dog. Like, I would always be like in bed being like, oh my gosh, I wish these dogs would shut up. But it was not a dog. There's no way. We went down past the, me, my brother, and my grandma, we went down there and was gonna stay like the night in the woods. I'm glad we didn't, because we would get there. They created a trail through there and stuff like that. They created a trail down through these woods, and you would walk through the trail. There's a stream about halfway, about like at least a quarter mile down that way. It's at least a quarter mile down, and there's a stream of water. And I mean, I'm gonna tell you, like, it was just eerie. Trees were, trees were bent over, like it looks like they had fallen over, but they've been like pushed over, like just like broken, like just snapped in half and just like pushed over. And I was confused. At this time I had no clue. This was before my encounter with Bigfoot. And then when I saw him dart into the woods, I was not having it. I just darted home, and I never went back in those woods again. And now that we've moved out away from there, it's just been, I don't know, it's just not been good. It's just like the woods and that moment I feel like most people see Bigfoot once and they never see him again. So ever since then, I've never seen a creature that tall. His shoulders were high, his arms were bulked out. And he was walking towards me forward, so I couldn't see his exact movement. His arms were moving though. I couldn't see his exact stride, but you could tell that it was big. I'm telling you that. And it was just late at night, and no one gets out on the road, especially, I don't imagine a 73-year-old man getting out at midnight or at 7 o'clock at night when they should be in bed. Like, I don't imagine a dude being outside at 7 o'clock checking their mail. And he wasn't. He was walking down the road. And after he darts into the woods, you just don't see him again. I didn't see him again because I kept watching that tree line. But I do know a story from my dad when we was building the house. We built the house, and apparently we slept in the house. We didn't have a roof on at this time. And we slept in our sleeping bags in the house. And my dad said he woke up at 12 o'clock. He woke up at around midnight-ish, between midnight and 1. And he said he was looking out the window, and apparently a dark figure walking up the road. Or, yeah, not just walking around, kind of going into the road, into the yard, and walking past the house. Apparently, my dad says it's a bear, but I don't think it's a bear. Because what I saw that night was probably what we saw back when we slept in the house. We found these big, mud craters of where something looked like it slept or stepped around. And there's these, wood, just thrown all over the ground, big logs. And nobody goes down there. Nobody takes lumber from down there. And it was just absolutely crazy. And I'm telling you, that was Bigfoot.
What do you think no one saw? Do you think he saw a Bigfoot? Or do you think it was all a hoax?